Thank you. Now I would request Mr. Sanjay Gupta to please come and introduce the Honorable Chief Guest.
Esteemed Indian politician and currently Governor of Punjab and Administrator Union Territory of Chandigarh. Shri Patil was born in 1935 in village Chakur in Latur district of Maharashtra. He is a graduate in science from Osmania University, Hyderabad, and later studied law at Bombay University. During 1967 to 69, he was involved in local government as President Latur Municipality. First inducted in the late Mrs. Indira Gandhi-led government as Minister of State for Defence in 1980, he was given independent charge of the Commerce Ministry, from where he was shifted to Science and Technology, Atomic Energy, Electronics, Science and Ocean Development. During 1983-86, he was Vice President of CSIR India. He also served on various committees, including those on Defence, External Affairs, Finance, and Salaries and Allowances of Members of Parliament. In the Rajiv Gandhi government, he was Minister for Personnel, Defence Production, and later held independent charge of Civil Aviation and Tourism. He has also held a number of important positions in the party ever since Mrs. Sonia Gandhi took over the presidency of the party. He is known for introducing the Outstanding Parliamentarian Award India 1995. As a Speaker of Lok Sabha, he took initiatives on information dissemination to members of Parliament through computerization and modernization, construction of Parliament Library building, and broadcast of Lok Sabha proceedings, including live broadcast of question and answer session of both houses of the Parliament. Between 1991 and 95, he was a member leader of Indian parliamentary delegations to various international conferences. He was elected to the Rajya Sabha in July 2004. He joined as worthy Governor of Punjab on 22nd January 2010. May I now request His Excellency to kindly deliver his address, please. Thank you.
Mr. J.R. Singhal, President LMA, Mr. O.P. Munjal, Mr. S.P. Oswal, Mr. Rajendra Gupta, Mr. Rakesh Mittal, Mr. Sachit Jain, Mr. K. Anyas Kang, Mr. Kamal Vadera, distinguished awardees, other distinguished guests, media friends, ladies and gentlemen. This organization, LMA, deserves our congratulations for the activities it has been organizing every year to see that the enterprising managers and industrialists are recognized and given the awards. I'm sure it is going to continue this activity in future also. All the industries and those who are recognized for having done well in the year gone by and are given the awards deserve our congratulations and appreciations. Let us hope that they would keep doing their best to see that their industry prospers. The Indian society becomes richer and more economically viable and competitive, and the country becomes strong. Let us congratulate all of them. We should also wish them all the best in their activities they will be continuing in the future. In order to understand as to how the industrial activity, economic, productive activity in the country becomes strong and useful and competitive in the world, we should understand certain basic principles which are relevant to our country. One of the things we should understand is our own constitution. Indian constitution provides as to how the polity, the economy, the society and the culture in the country should be strengthened. Without understanding the principles which are given in the Indian Constitution for the development of economic activity, it may not be very easy for understand to carry on economic activities in the correct direction. We should understand what is government expected to do. What are the individuals expected to do? What is the public sector expected to do? What is the private sector expected to do? And what is the individual expected to do? And in what fashion the foreign industry can help us, cooperate with us. If we are clear about these things in our minds, it becomes easier for the industrialists and those who are in the productive activities to carry on their activities in a direction which will be very useful to them. The second thing which should be done is to understand the economic policies we have made for ourselves. To understand the economic policies, the best thing is to understand the 5-year plans we have been making. It is not necessary that we should all agree with what is said in the 5-year plan. But without knowing what is expected to be done by the government, what is expected to be done by the public sector, private sector, individuals, technologists, scientists, managers, the workforce in the country, it would be very difficult for us to see that our activities, productive activities, take a right direction. These days, we are talking about economic reforms. We are talking about economic liberalization. We are talking about market forces. There was a time, immediately after India became independent, we spoke in terms of socialist economy or socialist pattern of society. It is mentioned in the Constitution. It is not wholly given up, but now it is realized that economic reforms, economic liberalization and market forces are also very important, and we cannot do our best by neglecting them. And so the emphasis today is on economic reforms, economic liberalization and market forces, and not wrongly. But we should understand what is meant by economic reforms and economic liberalization. Economic reforms and economic liberalization are not the same thing. Economic liberalization means the potential of an individual, potential of the private sector, potential of the cooperative sector, potential of the public sector, and potential of the government and potential of the entire society should be used for productive activities. And there should be no obstacles created in the way of individual, in the way of private sector, in the way of public sector, in the way of cooperative sector, or the state government, or the union government, or the foreign companies in helping us or doing their best. That is liberalization. There should be no limitation put on using the potential which is available with us at every level. And if we don't do that, we will be the persons who will lose. So economic liberalization was also accepted, but today it is more accepted than it was accepted at the beginning. What is meant by economic reforms? Economic reforms is a more comprehensive term, and without understanding the concept of economic reforms in a correct manner, it would be difficult for us to understand what actually should be done or should not be done. Economic reforms means production. From the land, from the industry, in the laboratories and in other areas of activities, of the commodities, of the goods, of the services, of the technologies and of the new sciences. It means production, creation of these things, new machines, new technologies, new sciences, new methods of management. But economic reforms does not mean only that. Having produced, what is produced should be made available to the consumers. And if it is not made available to the consumers, the production does not get the value it should get. So taking it to the consumers is necessary. Making it available to the individuals in the society is necessary. And in this, we shall have to pay attention. If it is not available to the users, to the consumers, to the people in the society, what is the use of producing food grains? What is the use of producing machines? What is the use of producing medicine? What is the use of producing knowledge? What is the use of producing technology? Because it is not available, it is not used. So production is necessary, but distribution of what is done is also necessary. But nobody is going to produce without intending to distribute. But in what fashion we distribute is very important. Is it only to get profit by hook or crook and then start producing more? Or is it to satisfy the people and make them able to have it and then increase our own profit? So the distributive justice is a part of economic reforms. If distributive justice is not there, the economic reform is incomplete. The economic reform has to be inclusive, not exclusive. It has to be there. Now it is said that the market forces will help us to produce more and to do economic justice. I think there is a grain of truth in assuming that the market forces can help to produce more. But market forces, not only market forces can help. The society is not only market. Society consists of the farming activity, educative activity, medical activities, and marketing activities also. And at times, the market forces and the productive forces clash each other. I'll give you an example. Pulses are in short supply in India. Oil seeds are short supply in India. And we want to produce them more. And supposing we produce them more, and if the prices of pulses and oil seeds come down, next year the pulses are not produced, oil seeds are not produced, and the prices go up. Now, does the principle of production and supply helps here? It doesn't. The principle of market economy has also to be applied in a just manner. Only then the market can help itself, market can help the industry, market can help the economy to develop. So in the interest of the industry itself, in the interest of trade itself, the principle of market economy has to be applied in a just manner, otherwise it becomes exploitative. Economic reform has no place for exploitative production and distribution. If you want to earn more profit by not producing, it is no market economy. If you want to earn more profit, even if production has increased, by getting it at prices which are not acceptable to the producer and selling it at higher prices is no good market economy. This has to be included. And if this is not included, then it is not going to happen. The industry has to understand the importance of planning. They say that the concept of planning is communist concept and it need not be accepted in India. In a liberal society, planning is not necessary. Is it correct? I would like to ask any of the managers of any of the company whether he has been able to successfully manage his company without planning for his company. No karta of a family has been able to manage the family without planning. And no government or no society can help itself without planning. But planning going to the other extreme is also not correct. You don't do this thing only. And then dampen the spirit of the people who want to do. That is going to the other extreme. So the extreme position with respect to the market forces and extreme position with the planning is not going to help. They have to be used in such a manner that good results are produced. Planning is necessary. I read in the newspapers only yesterday that Japan has decided to do away with the nuclear energy in 30 years' time. And it is mentioned in their 30 years plan. Indonesia has 25 years plans. India has only 5-year plans or 1-year plan every year. So we need a short-term planning, the medium planning and long-term planning. To manage our houses, to manage our industry, to manage our organizations, to manage the market, to manage the governments, and to manage the defense, to manage the creation of knowledge and technology. Today, we are able to use the nuclear energy. If Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had not decided to have the nuclear commission and given the authority to Dr. Bhabha to develop it, we would not have been able to produce this thing. It was planned then, and we are getting the results today. And that is why the planning is also necessary. And for planning, we need a vision. In India, we are a stable kind of people, unperturbed, undisturbed, contented, and good thing. That is exactly why there has been less bloodshed in India. There may have been wars like Mahabharata and others, but compared to other countries, we have been more peaceful because of our psychology. But that does not mean that we should not change at all. That does not mean that we should not see into the future. And that does not mean that we should do something new than what we have been able to do up to this time. Let me tell you, these days, and I take the opportunity of explaining this idea of mine to all the people to whom I have the opportunity to speak. They say that gold deposits will be depleted, the oil deposits will be depleted, and there will be scarcity of energy, and there will be a limitation on the industrial development in the world. And people from the most advanced countries have written big books on this issue. And I think even a small villager, coming from a small place, small hamlet, he would not think this way. He thinks that the sun is the source of energy. And he also thinks that every small particle is a source of energy. What is atom? If it is not a source of energy, smallest particle. these atoms are there which can generate electricity, if the sun is there to provide you electricity, if wind is there to provide you electricity, if the waves are there to provide the electricity, and if every matter which exists is nothing but an energy which can also be changed, that energy also can be changed into matter and matter into energy, why should there be energy scarcity? If we don't use our mind, if we don't use the technology which is available to us, there shall be scarcity of energy. But if we use it, there shall be no scarcity of energy. And the government of India is willing to allow any individual, any private company, any entrepreneur to take up this issue and produce all that is required for using the solar energy. Let me tell you, 1.5 lakh crore rupees are set aside for this purpose by government of India. But that's not the amount of money which is sufficient. The amount of money has to come from the pockets of the individuals also. And if they adopt it, it would be possible for them to do it. So there is a new area in which you can earn money in tons without exploiting anybody, without increasing the prices in an exploitative manner, without asking any government to do something to help them. You will yourself contribute to the government. Are we doing it? If we are not doing it, then there let us understand that there is a scope for doing it. And if this association of yours encourages the new entrepreneurs to do it, it will be very useful. That is really contributing something to the new creation of new thing. That will help you. Why not do it? And once you do it, let me tell you, for trillions of years, you shall not have any scarcity of energy on this planet of ours. Trillions of years. Why not do it? Why not encourage the young men to do it? The government says that if you spend 3 crores of rupees to have the solar energy on the top of your house and supply energy for the domestic purposes, we will give you subsidy of 1 crore rupees, 1 lakh of rupees. 30% of subsidy is given and 80% of tax rebate is given on solar energy. But we do not see that there is any awareness or enthusiasm in this area. And once that awareness and enthusiasm is created, there will be no limit to it. When the cell phone came into existence initially, the cost of one cell phone was 50,000 rupees. Today, it is sold for 500 rupees. Some cell phones are sold at 500 rupees. Let me tell you, the solar energy is also going to be that kind of cheap energy available to us. If we produce it on a large scale, economies of scale are only going to happen. Let me tell you that you will not use petrol in your cars, but you will use the solar energy to use your cars. Let me tell you that your air travel will be cheaper because even the air travel aircrafts will be using the solar energy. That is vision. That is looking into the future. That is preparing for the future. Not for today or for 5 years, but for 20 years, 50 years, and ultimately for the entire time for which the humanity will be existing. Research and development is very, very important. I know that 2 honorable awardees spoke. I think they have come from the textile industry and they spoke about textile industry. And I had the good fortune or the bad fortune of dealing with Commerce Ministry and the Textile Ministry. And to face that famous strike started by Datta Samant in Mumbai, which continued for 6 months. And the textile industry and the jute industry were the first industries which came to India. They only initiated the industrial development, and later on automobile industry came and others came. Hero Honda and others, cycle industry and automobile industry and car industry came in. But when the strike took place and we examined the issue, let me tell you very frankly, and don't feel bad that I am criticizing anybody. We came to the conclusion that one of the reasons, there were many, but one of the reasons was that the textile industry was not modernized for many, many years since it was established. Jute industry was not modernized. No research and development had taken place. And nothing new was inducted into the textile industry, and that is why it suffered. And those who came into textile industry with new technologies, they earned a lot of profits. And the owners of the textile industry, they said, we will not face the losses because the land will be sold. Okay, you earn some money by selling the land. But what does that mean? But you lost your leadership in the textile industry. And why did you lose it? Because there was no research and development. Whenever I had an opportunity to meet the textile industrialists, I used to request them, please do something. Don't ask the farmers to sell their cotton to other countries, export that cotton to other countries. Don't only produce yarn and sell it to the other countries. You produce the cloth. And don't send the cloth also to the other countries. You produce the apparel and then send it to them. And today you have the new technologies which are making your apparels intelligent apparels. People are doing research and development. And then when they go into that area, naturally those who are not in that area will be lagging behind. So today, labor is not that important. It is important. Without labor we can't do. Capital is not also that important. Without capital you can't do anything at all. Management is definitely important, but not that important as the technology is. And if you don't develop technology, and that too in private sector, we will suffer. In India, I think I have been telling you this thing from this platform only, that India development of technology is done only by the government of India and not even by the state government. Leave aside the private industry. Not even public sector industry. Not cooperative industry. Leave aside private sector. This should not happen. Whenever we ask them, why don't you do some research and development, they said, we are small industries incapable of sustaining the losses, and so we are not in a position to do it. We said, you do it cooperatively. Let your trade union join hands and do the research and development and share what is produced. Sell it to the other countries also and do it. So for the development of industry, it is the most important thing. The manager's duty is not only to see that there is no strike in the factory, or the subordinate officers are working properly, or there is no embezzlement of money, or raw material is purchased and sold, but it is his duty also to see that for future plans are made, and visionary plans are made, and research and development is done by adopting some new methods. Only then we will be able to do that. Well, there is a lot to be said. Let me tell you, as to the nitty-gritty of running an industry, I have no knowledge. Probably you know much more than I do your problems. Now the keynote speaker spoke about the management of crisis. I am not speaking about management of crisis. I am speaking about the production, the futuristic plan, the vision for the future. Management of crisis is an important part of management. Without it, you cannot do it. But along with that, you should need a plan for the future. And if you have that plan, then the industry can prosper. We do not want to compete with China or America or anybody. Dragon will not fight with the lion, or lion will not fight with dragon. The world is going to be a cooperative place. Now if anybody tries to tease us, we are quite strong enough to take care of ourselves. But we do not want to rake up the differences with any of the countries. Not with the advanced countries of Western Europe or the Eastern Europe or the northern countries or even our neighbors who take pride in certain things, in teasing us sometimes. We are not interested in that. We are interested in seeing that the cooperative spirit of give and take in a just manner develops in the world. It is possible by using the oceans, by using the land, and by using the space, by using new concepts and new technologies and new ideas and new concepts of management, new concept of managing the capital, new concept of managing the labor also. My prayers would be that you all should become expert in all these fields and many more fields for the betterment of your industries, for the betterment of the people in the country and the world. Thank you very much.